So both of my parents were addicted to drugs, and there was a lot of domestic violence in the home. And so my mother was trying to serve my father with a domestic violence restraining order. And the evening that he was supposed to be served with a restraining order, she dropped us off at a babysitter's house and never came back.
At 11, I started bouncing around to about 11 different placements between foster homes, therapeutic foster homes, emergency shelters, what have you.
My first placement was very, very terrible. Like, I was abused physically, mentally, emotionally, sexually. It was just a ton of just chaos going on. And with that, like, I have a lot of like trauma to like deal with.
The first time that I was entering the system, I felt like it was kind of like my enemy. Like, I was being forced to be put into here and forced to accept what was being given to me, even though it wasn't what I wanted at all.
I remember feeling really like alone, like in my first foster placement, like knowing I had my younger siblings, like that was great, but I just didn't know what to do.
Bouncing around after the 5th time, I started losing that hope of being accepted for who I was, and I thought I was the problem of why I was being moved. And by the time my 11th placement was there, I was done. I was really over it. I didn't want anybody to try to come into my life because all they were going to do was lead to more pain and leave after that.
I don't know if staying with my parents was the best thing. I don't know at all what that life would have looked like for me, but I do know that in terms of growing up as a foster child and growing up in the child welfare system, that there were a lot of things that were good and there were a lot of things that were bad, and that didn't have to be.
You shouldn't have to recover from your childhood. You should not have to feel unwanted or unloved by someone that you call like your foster parents, and it just needs to transform for the better.
There are so many youth that are losing to the odds. How many statistics do we need to have that are coming out where it shows and it's proving that these youth are not set up for success? How many more lives do we need to have lost?
You can't really help someone who doesn't want to be helped. If a youth doesn't have that hope and seeing a brighter future, they kind of just give up on themselves, not only themselves, but everyone else. They end up turning into a car that has their windows rolled up.
I remember finding online was this, I guess, acronym about hope, and it was Hold On, Pain Ends. And I remember thinking that so much when I was younger, just hold on, like this pain will end. Like, your life will be amazing. You'll be doing what you want to do. And I think that's just impactful because if it weren't for hope, I wouldn't be here today.
We're taught that there always is hope for a better tomorrow. You can hope and you can wish for something to be better, and it can be, as long as there's work and persistence and effort put into it, right? So as long as we're continuing to put that message of hope within everything that we do, we're giving these children and these youth opportunities to look at something that they haven't even seen as an option before.
When I envision a community of hope, it's where children and youth have opportunity. It's where they have social and economic mobility, where they have choices and options to be whatever it is that they want to be, and one where they're also radically accepted.
The people that need to be at the table when you're building a community of hope would be your foster parents, your biological parents, your young people that are affected by this, and their peers, teachers, coaches. The entire community is affected by a child going into foster care. So the entire community needs to come to the table and talk about what it is that we're bringing back. What hope can we bring back to our community?
It has to be the people who are directly affected, the people who live in these communities, the people who walk down these streets every day. Because not only do they see the challenges, they know more about the opportunities to create change than anyone.